Hello, everybody. We got a brand new show on the Dynasty Hot Seat channel. Today, super quick, super snappy. We're going to dive into some Dynasty draft experiments. And the first experiment that we're going to do is we'll see what happens if, we take the zero RB strategy literally. We're not going to draft a single running back in this draft. We're going to see what that does to our team. We're going to see what that does to other teams in the draft as well. We're going to analyze it from a Dynasty's perspective. This is going to be short. This is going to be snappy. So make sure we're giving her a thumbs up. Make sure you give it a subscribe if you've not already. Let's get this channel pushed up and up and up. So here we go. Experiment number 1, 0 or B. Let's see what happens. All right, here we go. We got our startup draft. We want it to be super flex. We got the 12 teams just as normal on the larger show. And we're actually just going to go, it's only 18 rounds in the big show. We're going to just cut it down. We're going to do 14 rounds. This is short. This is going to be snappier. So let's see what we can do. We're going to go boom, right in the middle, position number 6. We're going to see what happens. 0 running backs allowed, not a single one. Let's see what happens. Here we go. As we imagine the same people are going to appear, like they always do, Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor. Not that we're worried about Jonathan Taylor. We don't want anything to do with him. Let's quickly pause the clock. I wonder if I could do some in under 30 seconds. That could be a challenge I could give myself going forward. So no running back. So I'm not looking at Christian McCaffrey. I'm not looking at there. I'm going to go for, it is super flex. I got to go for the best quarterback on the board there. And, I don't often go for Kyler Murray. Let's go Kyler Murray. Let's get Kyler Murray locked in there. I'd pick 1-6. Maybe not the pick I would make in a real startup, but let's see what happens. And again, we're keeping things short and snappy in today's show. So some quarterbacks flying off the board, some running backs flying off the board. The more running backs go off the board, sort of the happier we might be, because we're taking none of them, so we don't need to worry about that at all. So here we go. We're back on the board. Kyle Pitts sitting there. Austin Eckler sitting there as well. But we don't care about Austin Eckler. So let's go for our second quarterback coming off the board. Let's get Russell Wilson locked in, shall we? So we've got our 2 quarterbacks absolutely nailed on in our Superflex League, which you got to absolutely love. We're swiftly coming back as, wow, these running backs flying off the board. Wow, coming off thick and fast. Now we can start to build our wide receiver core as well. So we got Stephon Diggs sitting up there at the top, Jalen Waddle, T. Higgins. Maybe not the best there. I actually see someone that I'm looking at is really standing out to me. It's Mark Andrews. It's the best tight end in fantasy football right now in terms of points perspective. So let's get Mark Andrews locked up. Hopefully he'll have another tight end number 1 season this year as he joins our team. And let's see if we can keep going. I'm just going to keep that 30-second timer going. I think I'll be able to do it in under 30 seconds. So let's have a look here. We've got Deontay Johnson, we've got Chris Godwin, who I quite like. I can't ignore. Look, that's Aaron Rodgers is staring me in the face right there. You can't not take Aaron Rodgers here compared to these other guys. He's got immense value. I'm taking Aaron Rodgers. I'm putting him in the team. We got 3 quarterbacks in the first 4 rounds. Not intentional, but, you got to go where the value is, and the value is with Aaron Rodgers. There's not a chance on earth that someone is trading George Kittle for Aaron Rodgers straight up, or DeAndre Hopkins for Aaron Rodgers straight up, or Elijah Moore for Aaron Rodgers straight up. And those are the players that have just gone off the board right after him. So we're back in the board here, and I'm going to take my first wide receiver. I'm going to take Devonta Smith, one of the best wide receivers coming out of the rookie class of last year. He's just got a new player coming in, AJ Brown. AJ Brown, you'd think, would demand that double coverage, and Devonta Smith, one of the best separators in the league, so he's not going to be pressed that much. He's not going to be up against the best defensive units of the opposition team. I think Devonta Smith is going to have a massive year. So we're right back on the clock here. And, some interesting players standing out there. One in particular for me, I'm looking at, it's Mike Evans. Mike Evans is going to be a wide receiver 1 again this year, because Mike Evans is a wide receiver 1 every single year. So undervalued all the time. Getting Mike Evans the back end of round 6, say no more. He's going to be slotting in, and he's probably going to outscore Devonta Smith for the first year, certainly. Devonta Smith, obviously, much better a longer-term outlook, but I like the value of Mike Evans there in the 6th round. And some other people screaming out at me, well, some of these new rookies you can see, like you've got on the board. I'm just checking my time. I got 17 seconds left. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to lock in. Yeah, I'm going to take Cortland Sutton here. I like Cortland Sutton at Denver. We're linking up with Russell Wilson. I think he's going to have a big season. And again, someone I don't own a lot of shares in. So let's see what happens if we shake things out and we take Cortland Sutton here. And some more players flying off the board like Michael Thomas, Baker Mayfield's, Clyde Edwards-Helaire coming off the board as we enter round number 8 of this experiment of taking literally 0 running backs. People on the board here, I love the talent of this guy. I know he's not in the best situation quarterback-wise, but Jameson Williams, so much talent there. I really like taking a flyer here on Jameson Williams in the 8th round. I know he's in Detroit. Jared Goff cannot be long for that team. That team is not very good. They're going to have a high draft pick next year. There are a lot of good quarterbacks coming next year, and I'm guessing some of them are desperate to play with Jameson Williams. So let's get him locked in. Next, fairly easy pick for me here. A guy that's linking up with one of the best quarterbacks in the game, Justin Herbert. Mike Williams was, such a huge target for him last year. And I think, he's been paid now, so he's going to keep being used. So let's get Mike Williams locked in to our team as we zoom into round number 10. We've collected a lot of these good receivers. We've avoided those running backs, and we got 3 really, really strong quarterbacks as well. And here we are sitting in round number 10. Interested to see Christian Watson ranked ahead of Chris Olave there. That is quite interesting to me. Now, is that cheating if I take Tom Brady here? It might be cheating if I take Tom Brady here. I'll not do that. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to take Chris Olave here, ahead of Christian Watson. I think Chris Olave, the better talent, prospect coming out. He's gone into New Orleans. And again, I think that quarterback situation is going to change. Who knows what's happening to Michael Thomas? So Chris Olave could be the guy that ends up, getting the majority of the ball there next year in particular. So let's have a look at who we got sitting here. We got Sam Darnold. Don't want anything to do with Sam Darnold. James Winston, not really. Boom. Guy standing that right there. Robert Woods. Robert Woods is going to have a fantastic season this year. Everyone's talking about, the huge hype of, AJ Brown leaving that team and, Treylon Burks coming in. Robert Woods is the guy. Robert Woods is the seasoned veteran there. Ryan Tannehill playing for his career, in Tennessee. So I think he's going to throw to Robert Woods because he can trust Robert Woods and he knows that. So I think he's going to have an absolutely huge season moving forward. So I'm more than happy to take him. Next, a bit of a flyer here, but just looking at the players available. I'm going to take George Pickens. George Pickens, someone who, was so highly rated coming out of college, had that injury. But before that, he was, rated right up there with Treylon Burks and Garrett Wilson and all of these guys who we've seen drafted way, way, way before him. So I think George Pickens is good value at Pittsburgh, and he'll be settling that team nicely. And Mike Tomlin knows what he's doing with receivers. So let's get him locked in there. Any kind of value sitting here at quarterback? Not really. No tight ends really on the scene either. So you know what? I'm going to go for the guy Gabe Davis here. Gabe Davis has a chance at Buffalo to do some special things with Josh Allen. So I think he's worth it, in the 13th round. Some people love Gabriel Davis. You might even be able to flip him and sell him for a little bit extra. So here we go. Guys, we're there already. Round number 14, end of the round. I think I've only taken one tight end. Let's take a tight end here. Zach Ertz sitting up at the top. Who else? Hunter Henry, Rob Gronkowski. Albert O sitting there as well. I like a bit of Albert O, but you know what? I'm actually going to go for a guy no one's talking about that much. Touchdown machine, Hunter Henry. Scored so many touchdowns. He always scores so many touchdowns, and he's linked up with Mac Jones. He did really well with Mac Jones last time, so I like getting Hunter Henry in as our tight end number 2. Right, let's see how we did. Sorted by position. 3 quarterbacks. Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers. Hey, do better than that. I dare you. You can't. Amazing. Love those 3 quarterbacks. Hey, where's the green? The green's nowhere to be seen. We got no running backs because we got Devonta Smith, Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton, Jameson Williams, Mike Williams, Chris Olave, Robert Woods, George Pickens, and Gabriel Davis. And then we got our 2 tight ends, Mark Andrews and Hunter Henry. Pretty good, right? Let's see if it drastically changed any of the other teams, all right? So let's have a look and see what team number 5 looks like. Joe Burrow, Zach Wilson, Kenny Pickett. Not as good as me. Gibson, Robinson, Chase, all right? Then the wide receiver room, Metcalf, Moore, Cooper, Gallup, Landry, Jefferson, Pitts, and Schultz. That's pretty strong. Let's see the team picking after me. Tannehill, Goff, Mills, Darnold, Love. Not great. Kenneth Walker, Travis Etienne, Elijah Mitchell. Pretty strong running back room. Jamar Chase, CeeDee Lamb, Stephon Diggs, Odell Beckham, Robbie Anderson. Strong wide receiver room. And let's pick another team just to round up. Let's go team number 1. Let's see what they did. Excuse me. So they end up with Josh Allen, Trey Lance, very strong. They took a whole heap of running backs. James Conner, Kareem Hunt, Damian Harris, Rashad Penny, Ramondre Stevenson, Rashad White, Alexander Madison. And let's see if that affected their wide receiver room. Yeah, it did. They only got 4. Now, they are 4 pretty good receivers. You know, well, I said pretty good. Very good. Tyreek Hill, Deontay Johnson, Jerry Jeudy, Jahan Dotson. And only 1 tight end, Travis Kelce. So we can see it does affect the lay of the land a little bit whenever we don't take any running backs at all. Is it worth doing? No, it's not worth doing. You should always take running backs. While it is very nice to have, you know, to see this, Kyler Murray, Russell Wilson, Aaron Rodgers, Devonta Smith, Mike Evans, Cortland Sutton, Jameson Williams, all this talent, you need to take the running backs. Or, yeah, I think some people would quite rightly have a problem with you in your league if you took literally 0 running backs. You know, that is intentional tanking in my eyes. So my advice, don't do it. But hey, this was fun anyway, wasn't it? Okay. Till next time on the Dynasty Draft Experiments. See ya.